Comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money,
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money,
Dollar, dollar.
Hello and welcome to Money on the Floor Currency Trader. My name's John. I'm a professional currency trader. It's what I've been doing for 10 years. I love it. Makes me happy, makes a good income. But it wasn't always like that. It took me 6 years to learn to make a profit. It took me another couple years to learn to keep it. But that's part of learning. I'm here to make it easier for you. I'm going to tell you what works for me and how I did it. That's my goal. This is my template. This is what I'm using to trade with. You can learn all you want, but it all comes down to doing what the chart says, not what you think. My template tells me the most important that we have a trend change. That would be the yellow box with the black arrow. Now none of this is anything of mine. These are all things I've collected over the years. But this is what works for me. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. This right here is the Agment system. Agament. It's a very good system. I love it. It helped me a lot. It's what made all this a lot easier. As this tells me when I have a change, it gives me an alert, and then the rest of the template is stuff I've put in to help me stay in the game, because it's hard to get in here and get out here if you don't have something else to tell you to stay in. Very difficult. Now, the way I trade this is the Agament tells me that it's got a trend change, and it doesn't mean it's right now. This could keep going up to infinity, but eventually you're going to get a sell arrow. And when you get a sell arrow, you also need to have these other two indicators in line. When that happens, you're okay to sell it. And you bring it on down. Now, you could have got out here and got back in or stayed in. There's two different ways of doing this. Most likely, I would have stayed in because I have my stop up here. If it would have gone across resistance, I would have got out. Then you stay in, you stay in. Now, right here, I would have got out because that tells me something's wrong. I would have got out here and got back in. So I would have got out here with that profit, and I would have got back in over here, which would have brought me all the way down to the yellow arrow. Now I would have got out again at the same time. And that's how I trade this system. It's very simple, and if I stick with that, I do great. If I listen to other people, I do terrible, because what happens is there's chat rooms and there's other people that have ideas, and even you can't listen to anybody. So I mean, you need to go with what you see on the chart. As soon as I get a trade from somebody, I jump in it without even knowing where I'm going to get out. I don't understand really what the trade is, and I don't even look at the chart. I'm just in. And then what happens, I find out that chart was telling me to go the other way, and I ignored it. So that was a big mistake on my part. So I learned not to jump in. Remember, the yen had that big drop? That was like a couple hundred pips. I traded it down. The chart had me in the right trade. It went back up halfway, and everybody was yelling, retrace, retrace, retrace. Now, and I was excited. And without thinking, I went ahead and did a sell trade. But I looked at my chart and it said it's going up. It took 2 months for that trade to come back. So they had my money for 2 months. I had to pay swap fees. I didn't make any money. At the very end, I just broke even. There's no reason to trade like that. There's a lot of tricks to trading. Most of it's money management and what's in between your ears. So you need to keep your head on straight and make sure you're thinking correctly, and do what the chart tells you to do. Now over here, it's telling me we got a trend change. Now what happens is, all because it tells you that doesn't mean you jump in. It tells you it's coming. This right here is telling me it's not here yet. They give me an alert here, and I get an arrow, but it's still not ready. Now I got into this because I was trading the bear flag right here. If you put these two up, that was the bear flag up into here, and I traded the break of that. That's what got me into this trade right now. Now this trade's not fully go-go until we get both of these green. Once these are both green, then my setup is completely in. And I like to trade at least a 3-to-1. My stop's down here, my take profit's up here. You trade 3-to-1, you take a couple losses, it's easy to come back. If you trade 1-to-1, like maybe for scalping, it'll work. It'll keep you in the game longer, but you know, it's harder to come back. So you definitely want to go 3-to-1, and there's a lot of reasons for it. So it's all money management, but that's one thing I had to learn. So I was a stop mover before, and I would just keep moving my stop, thinking it would come back. And a lot of times, most of the time, it never came back, to where either I had to take a big loss and then it came back, or it never came back. So that's how life is. But you want to keep a small stop, and you want to go 3-to-1. But see, I keep my stop down here below the arrow, to where if it goes past this, obviously it's not ready to go up. I was wrong. And then I wait for it to give me another sign to tell me I'm going to go up. And that would be another green arrow. I mean, I could be stopped out right now. It doesn't matter. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm doing what my system's telling me to do. Now, I did not have the double confirmation down here. So if I get stomped out, it's because I got in too soon. I traded the bear flag, and the bear flag went up, but it didn't go very far, and it came back down. It wasn't ready. So that's something, all because you get stopped out doesn't mean it was a bad trade. As long as you follow your rules, it's a great trade. And then what happens is you're going to lose 25% of the trades. It's how it is. That's why you need good money management. And that's what you'll hear from me all the time. It's very important. So welcome to my website. Welcome to my channel. I hope there's a lot here for you and a lot for you to learn. So have a great day. Thank you.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.